Chapter 20. Content Analysis Research. Introduction. Sometimes researchers analyze the contents of documents and other forms of communication. This is called content analysis. This chapter discusses the nature of content analysis research, provides examples of such research, and describes the advantages and disadvantages of doing such research. What is content analysis? Content analysis is an analysis of the contents of a communication. Content analysis is a technique that enables researchers to study human behavior in an indirect way by analyzing communications. 2. Some applications. Content analysis has wide applicability in educational research. Content analysis can give researchers insights into problems that they can test by more direct methods. There are several reasons to do a content analysis: to obtain descriptive information of one kind or another, to analyze observational and interview data, to test hypotheses, to check other research findings, or to obtain information useful in dealing with educational problems. 3. Categorization in content analysis. Predetermined categories are sometimes used to code data. Sometimes coding is done by using categories that emerge as data is reviewed. 4. Steps involved in content analysis. A. Determine objectives. In doing a content analysis, researchers should always develop a rationale, a conceptual link, to explain how the data to be collected are related to their objectives. B. Define terms. Important terms should at some point be defined. C. Specify the unit of analysis. The unit of analysis, what specifically is to be analyzed, should be specified before the researcher begins an analysis. D. Locate relevant data. Once the researcher is clear about the objectives and units of analysis, he or she must locate the data, e.g., textbooks, magazines, songs, course outlines, lesson plans, that will be analyzed and that are relevant to the objectives. E. Develop a rationale. The researcher needs a conceptual link to explain how the data are related to the objectives. F. Develop a sampling plan. All of the sampling methods used in other kinds of educational research can be applied to content analysis. Purposive sampling, however, is the most commonly used. G. Formulate coding categories. After precisely defining what aspects of the content are to be analyzed, the researcher needs to formulate coding categories. Developing emergent coding categories requires a high level of familiarity with the content of a communication. In doing a content analysis, a researcher can code either the manifest or the latent content of a communication, and sometimes both. The manifest content of a communication refers to the specific, clear, surface contents, the words, pictures, images, and such that are easily categorized. The latent content of a document refers to the meaning underlying what is contained in a communication. H. Check reliability and validity. Reliability in content analysis is commonly checked by comparing the results of two independent scorers, categorizers. Validity can be checked by comparing data obtained from manifest content to that obtained from latent content. I. Analyze data. A common way to interpret content analysis data is by using frequencies, i.e., the number of specific incidents found in the data, and proportion of particular occurrences to total occurrences. Another method is to use coding to develop themes to facilitate synthesis. V. An illustration of content analysis. In 1988, authors did a content analysis of all the research studies published in Theory and Research in Social Education, TRSE, between the years 1979 and 1986. 6. Using a computer in content analysis. Computer analysis is extremely useful in coding data once categories have been determined. It can also be useful at times in developing such categories. 7. Advantages of content analysis. Two major advantages of content analysis are that it is unobtrusive and it is comparatively easy to do. 8. Disadvantages of content analysis. The major disadvantages of content analysis are that it is limited to the analysis of communications and it is difficult to establish validity.